There are certain things that almost every culture considers wrong. Now, some things change from culture to culture, but there's a core bedrock of truths that every culture admits are wrong. And one of them I find kind of surprising until you think about it, and that is this. Cutting in line is wrong. You can go anywhere in America, and if you cut in line, somebody's going to yell at you. You can go anywhere in the world, and if you cut in line, somebody's going to get upset, because everybody knows cutting in line is wrong. And the reason we have to make that statement is because that's our tendency. We're always trying to get to the front of the line. We're always fighting for a position. We always want to get in first and get the best seats. You know what I've never heard anybody do? Cut to the back of the line. Nobody ever gets upset if somebody gets out of line and just walks to the back and says, I want to be in the back of the line. But you know something? Jesus told us to do that. In Luke chapter 14, Jesus is saying things like, if you go to a party, look around, find the absolute worst seats, and sit there. He'd almost be saying, if you're there for the big movie premiere and it's tight and there's a long line, look behind you and just let everybody else in front of you. He even says this, and it's in Luke 14 verse 11, and it's just radical for how we think as humans. He says, all those who exalt themselves will be humbled. All of us who want to cut in line, who want to get the best seats, who want to fight for the top, we will be humbled. And those who humble themselves will be exalted. See, God says some things, Jesus says some things that just make sense, and they're just almost common sense. And then he says some things that are just so backwards to how we think that it must mean he wants us to live really differently than we want to live and than most people want us to live. And one of the biggest ones, is when he says, put other people first. On a regular basis, as a regular habit, put yourself in the back of the line. Cut in the back, don't cut in the front. And that's today's Jumpstart.